How about if I just sit like this?
Just a reminder, we are mailing this show in, and we do it every week. It's our last show of the week. We don't try very hard. But I will say the NFL for Week 11 has a fantastic matchup on Thursday night in the NFC West to kick things off.
That's right. On Monday, I thought the Monday Nighter was the Thursday Nighter.
Yes.
On Thursday, I knew it was the Thursday Nighter.
You did it.
Cards. Seahawks. In Arizona's Week 7 overtime win over Seattle, Russell Wilson and Kyler Murray each threw for over 350 yards and 3 touchdowns. Opening drive of the game, Russell Wilson. Joe Buck on the call, Wilson all kinds of time. DK Metcalf for the touchdown. That's his 9th touchdown catch this season. Seattle has the lead. After a 3-and-out on his opening drive, Murray tries to step up in the pocket. Taken down. Murray has 2 defenders fall on top of him. As you might expect, he comes up grimacing. Those are large humans. Grabs his shoulder at the sideline. Murray gets a heating pad on his shoulder. Didn't miss a play. Second half, Murray facing 3rd and 11. Looking for DeAndre Hopkins over the middle. One problem, throws it behind him. And Hopkins takes a late hit to the head. The Seahawks called for unnecessary roughness. Cards drive keeps going inside the 5. Murray to Dan Arnold. Touchdown. So that penalty was costly. Seahawks lead is cut to 2. Cards get into penalty trouble. On 3rd down, Wilson finds Lockett. Makes Drake Kirkpatrick miss. But then he's taken down short of the play. Short of the first. After the play, Metcalf and Kirkpatrick chirping at one another. Kirkpatrick takes a swing. They separate them. Metcalf not backing away. Kirkpatrick takes another swing and makes contact. Again, they're wearing helmets. Flagged for taunting.
I was wondering whether
Seahawks get a 1st down. Carlos Hyde on the handoff. Breaks inside. Runs over Patrick Peterson at the sideline. Punches it in on the next play. And back on the sideline, Jonathan Joseph telling Kirkpatrick, you gotta think. Cards penalty trouble continues in the 4th after cutting the lead to 2. Murray under pressure and just throws it away. No receiver in the vicinity. He's charged with intentional grounding. Backing Arizona up to their 2 where Murray finds Hopkins over the middle. Flag on the play. J.R. Sweezy called for holding in the end zone. Results in a safety. Seahawks add to their lead after Seattle field goal extended the lead to 7. Cards with one last chance, 4th and 10. And Murray gets sacked. Carlos Dunlap. Acquired a couple weeks ago. That ends at Seahawks take it. Russell Wilson. Now we're going to get to him in a second. Just wanted to tease it. Wilson now 61-1 in his career when leading by 4 or more points at half. His only loss, Week 7 of the season against the Cards.
Producer Tim has one rule here on the show. Show up a few minutes early. That extra time allows Dan to have a chance to enjoy his customary pre-show Big Mac combo. Danny hungry. And you might think showing up early to practice at World Junior Camp when it's only day 2 isn't such a big deal. But as Ryan Rashad shows us, on Thursday, Team Canada's head coach showed just how important it is to be punctual.
Andre Tourigny is known by his players as Coach Bear. It's a fitting nickname. He's a big friendly guy. But as you know, if you get on the wrong side of a bear, you might get growled at. And a couple of high-profile players learned that the hard way today. Dylan Cousins and Kirby Doc arrived on the players' bench right at 11:30 as Tourigny was getting their 11:30 practice underway. Unhappy with them for cutting it so close, he had them wait on the bench while drills began. He then went and had a talk with both of them for some time. Eventually, they fist bumped and left the ice. They watched the rest of practice from the stands. Now, as practice ended, Tourigny gathered the rest of the group and explained that the 2 players agreed they'd made a mistake and did not want to set a bad example.
I asked them, I said, what's the message you want to send to your teammate? You want me to let you in and we create a message of here, the rules can be bent, or you take the hit. then you have the answer. Those guys said, we'll take the hit.
Here we have a situation and an opportunity. I said, if I let you go on the ice, what kind of message that send to the rest of the group? And Kirby answered, and he said, you know what? He said, we'll show we're loose. I said, do we want to send that message? So both of them said no. So at that moment, I said, okay, then we have two choices. I said, I can let you in. You're going in and we deal with it. Or you take the hit and we send a strong message to the team. But it's you who taking the hit. And both of them said, we'll take the hit. We want to do what's the right. So fist pump them and I said, thank you guys. And that was the end of the story. How much they care and how much they want that team to do the right thing and play the right way and take leadership and be accountable for the action. So I don't think you can have a stronger message from stronger guys than those two leaders who took the hit today to send a strong message to the rest of the team. So I think it's give them a lot of credit and a lot of respect for what they did.
Warriors guard Klay Thompson has a torn right Achilles ending his 2020-2021 season. This confirmed by an MRI on Thursday. Thompson's been told that he will make a full recovery. He suffered the injury during a workout on Wednesday. Thompson hasn't played since suffering a tear in his left ACL in the 2019 NBA Finals. Corey, Warren, and Leo deliver us more.
And we're joined now by our NBA analyst, Leo Rautins. And Leo, this is terrible news for Thompson and the Warriors. He's been out since June 2019 when he tore his ACL against the Raptors in the NBA Finals. And now it's another significant injury. So what does this mean for Thompson, and where do the Warriors go from here?
Well, first of all, it's devastating news for Klay Thompson. He put in so much time and effort to come back strong for this season. He was putting in the work day in and day out, and he was, by all accounts, he was looking good and ready to play. So now mentally, as much as anything else, this is just going to be such a load for him to carry and get over and try to get back to play. Everybody's saying, though, this is an Achilles injury that he can recover from. So if there is a silver lining, that's it. For the Warriors, you know, obviously there's a very important part of what they're doing. They drafted Wiseman. They got the new arena going. So they really wanted to come back strong this season after everything that happened since the Raptors beat them in the NBA Finals. Not going to be exactly the way they want, but maybe good news for Canadian Andrew Wiggins. You know, you talked to our contemporary Sam Mitchell, and Sam Mitchell says when he played Andrew Wiggins at the two guard, that's when he played his best basketball. He believes that's where he belongs in the NBA, and that may be Andrew Wiggins' opportunity for Golden State to step into that slot and answer a lot of questions, both for Golden State and how people critique him if he can respond.
Yeah, that is good news for Wiggins. And as you point out, there is good news for Thompson as well, as he is expected to make a full recovery. Our NBA analyst, Leo Rautins.
You know, Thompson's averaged over 20 points per game in the last 5 seasons he's played. If he can do that in the 21-22 season, he would join Michael Jordan as the only man to score 20 per game after a 2-year hiatus. Coming up, the rematch between Conor McGregor and Dustin Poirier is a done deal. We now have a date set for this highly anticipated fight. That's next.
Let's head over to the other set to talk about the Spurts.
Tsitsipas, that's a fun name to say.
It's
also,
so fun.
That court looks like they need more lights. Looks like it's very mood lit.
Again, tennis, though, in terms of the pandemic, maybe the sport that is welcoming no fans the most. I mean, the players always hate when anyone says anything.
Yeah, exactly. Good point. Hey, some injury news from the NFL. Green Bay receiver Davante Adams sidelined at practice Thursday due to an ankle injury. Adams was limited in practice Wednesday. He's tied for the league lead with 9 receiving touchdowns. Alvin Kamara, after scoring 3 touchdowns last week against the Niners, he did not practice Thursday due to a foot injury, an injury that caused Kamara to miss practice time earlier this season. And Lions rookie running back DeAndre Swift sidelined at Thursday's practice. That's due to a concussion. Team's not sure when the injury happened, as Swift did not appear on the injury report Wednesday. Swift totaled almost 150 total yards and scored last week.
Mike Garafolo.
NFL Network star reporter Mike Garafolo.
There isn't a nicer guy on the planet than our NFL insider Mike Garafolo.
Come on in here, Mike. Let's talk about the injuries hitting quarterbacks across the league. Okay, I want updates on Drew Brees. What can you tell us about Teddy Bridgewater and also Matthew Stafford?
All right, let's start with Drew Brees. He's got rib injuries, fractured ribs on both sides. Now, they think that the first injury actually happened 2 weeks ago, and then he had the second one against the 49ers. So the Buccaneers and the 49ers combining to create some rib injuries on both sides. It's going to be a couple of weeks. Sean Payton won't talk about the injury at all, but it's going to be a couple of weeks, in large part because he's got a punctured lung as well. So Jameis Winston went to New Orleans to reset his career. Golden opportunity for him to do that right now. He didn't take a lot of money. It was more about the opportunity. Here it is now for Jameis Winston. Now to that Carolina-Detroit game. Teddy Bridgewater, I am with my colleagues Ian Rappaport and Tom Pelissero at NFL Network. I am hearing it's unlikely he is going to play on Sunday. Could be a huge break for the Lions, who are somehow still alive and could get themselves back to 500 and should be able to do it with Matthew Stafford. He's got a partially torn ligament in his thumb. Looks like he's going to play, though.
Okay.
Oh, did we have one more? Is there one more?
Nope. No, you got them all.
Got everybody?
Yep.
Okay, good. Mike, Mark Colombo has been fired from his role as New York Giants offensive line coach. Now, there were some, let's just say, erroneous reports about why this all happened. Can you clarify as an actual reporter?
Well, listen, I'm a hockey guy. We got a lot of hockey folks up there. If you fight, it's 5 minutes. If you don't fight, maybe there's a little bit of jostling. Could be a 2-minute minor. I would say that there was no fight. There were no punches thrown, but there were verbal jousting between Mark Colombo, the offensive line coach, and Joe Judge, who said, I am not going to be called what Mark Colombo just called me, and if a player did the same thing, well, then I would probably cut the player. So I need to do that with my offensive line coach, because the plan was for Dave DiGuglielmo, the longtime offensive line coach, to come in and serve as a consultant and help out Colombo. But Colombo responded in a way that Judge said, I've got to establish a culture here with the Giants that I'm trying to establish right now, so I got to make the move. And Colombo is out and really put a black mark on his coaching resume. We'll see if this is something he's going to be able to overcome down the line as far as getting another job, but did not handle this very well, because he could have stayed as the line coach for the Giants, but not with the way he reacted.
And Mike, we talked about this earlier this week. Las Vegas Raiders supposedly did a victory lap around Arrowhead Stadium in their caravan of buses after they beat the Chiefs and ended their 13-game win streak. I find it strange that grown men would do this in buses, and that other grown men would care that they did this in buses. Are the Chiefs really mad?
I'm with you. That last part, I asked the chief source, I said, hold on, what am I missing here? Did they moon Andy Reid while they were doing this? There's got to be more to this story. And he said, no, it was just that you never really see that on the NFL level. It's very amateurish. And I said, all right, well, whatever it is that gets you guys going, and clearly it is in this case, that is why they are fired up, trying to motivate themselves against the team, the only team that beat them so far this season, and this is what they're using to get themselves up. So, you know, maybe, just maybe, some laps around Allegiant Stadium, the Raiders' new stadium, from the Chiefs if they pull off the victory here. Let's keep an eye on that.
And they'd be like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Hey, Mike, 2 minutes for looking so good.
I believe that's a double minor.
On Monday, CFL Commissioner Randy Ambrosie teased that they're already planning out next year's CFL schedule. Some players expressed how excited they were to hear this news.
It's encouraging to hear, you know, going from hearing nothing at all to now the fact that we have a schedule that's going to come out. It definitely gives us some hope. And I think the vaccine news from the last couple of weeks here in the United States, at least from what I've heard here, I mean, is encouraging. And so if we can kind of get those things kind of ramping together and kind of get the country vaccinated and, you know, do whatever we need to do to play safely, then obviously it's going to help. Whatever helps us get back on the field and play some ball.
It's going to be crazy to see the first couple of games in the CFL next year.
because they're going to be like playoff games. Guys are going to be so excited to compete. You're going to see that everyone's giving all effort, every single play like it's a playoff game, and we're going to be in week 1. But I think it'll be very exciting for fans, for media, for everyone around the league to watch this great product go.
I have confidence fans being in stands. So they have until July. That vaccine's going to roll out in the spring. And then I see it as if you get the vaccine, you can buy a ticket.
Yeah, that's the hope for sure, because as Dave Naylor reports, the bubble approach, the hub city approach, that's not happening. They're moving toward home stadiums with fans. That's the goal. Now, even though there's no countdown to kickoff, we are celebrating anyway. It's Grey Cup Unite. It's a 2-hour special celebrating the great history of Canada's football championship. And it begins at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Saturday, right here on TSN.
The Raptors added a pair of guards in Wednesday's NBA draft, taking Malachi Flynn and Jalen Harris, 29th and 59th overall, respectively. Thursday, the newest Raptors shared their first impressions of Toronto and the organization.
I've never even been to Canada at all, and I'm only like a couple hours from the other side where you guys are at. But from what I've heard, everybody likes Toronto. One person just told me it's kind of like Seattle in a way. I don't know if that's true or not, but I've only heard good things about Toronto. So I'm excited to hopefully finally get out there.
I was excited, man. This is, it's not any other organizations like this. Honestly, it's got a great culture. It's got a great, community, a great city, and then a great team, of course, great front office, all that stuff. And so, it's a great situation for me, and I'm excited.
I'd say Toronto's more like New York, like a cleaner, quieter New York.
I've never heard Toronto described as a lot like Seattle. Maybe Vancouver.
Yes, Vancouver
Mariners.
More sense.
Yeah. Gordon Hayward, this is fascinating to me, Dan. He's opted out of his $34.2 million deal with the Celtics next season, and he will become an unrestricted free agent when free agency opens Friday. Hayward averaged more than 17 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists in 52 games with the Celtics last season. Lots of injury issues. Knicks and Hawks among the teams reportedly interested in signing a 30-year-old. The idea being that maybe Gordon Hayward didn't feel he was a priority in the Boston offense, wants to go elsewhere, but still to turn down $34 million guaranteed. It's got to have a couple other teams who at least said we will definitely sign you.
Can you promise me if I ever do that you'll just look me in the face and punch me?
Yes, I will.
Okay. Thank you. Conor McGregor will officially be back in the octagon in January. McGregor announced Thursday that he has signed his bout agreement for the highly anticipated rematch with Dustin Poirier. McGregor knocked Poirier out in the first round back in 2014. In his most recent outing last January, McGregor returned from a 15-month hiatus to defeat Donald Cerrone by TKO in just 40 seconds.
The big Grey Cup noise came out of the West. This we owe to Calgary.
The ones most responsible for making the Grey Cup game the national spectacle it became.
As a week-long festival of fun and sport gets underway.
There is one thing that can never be ignored, and that is perfection. No one ever stopped the 48 Stampeders.
Doug Flutie, he's Doug Flutie.
Doug Flutie scores!
He transcended his own stats and made everyone better.
The league has a new dynasty, the Toronto Argonauts, Grey Cup champions again.
When you come up against Doug Flutie, you're simply going to lose.
All right, I'd like to invite you to go to tsn.ca, check out the bracket, the greatest Grey Cup champion, the undefeated 48 Stamps, taking the 97 Argos led by Doug Flutie. That's our second semifinal matchup. The winner will square off against either the 95 Baltimore CFL Colts, a.k.a. Stallions, or the 1981 Warren Moon-led Edmonton team to be named our greatest Grey Cup champ.
Yeah, the Grey Cup was supposed to be on Sunday. Pandemic messed that up. Gonna miss it. I love the Grey Cup. And every year I make Grey Cup chili and bring it into work for everyone. Well, let's make it all together this Sunday. Here's the recipe. Fry the onion, the olive oil, brown the meat, add the spices and beer, then throw everything else in and, hey, let it sit a few hours. Serve it with sour cream and boomsies. As our mouths water anticipation, we present the top 10 plays in Grey Cup history. I believe that's also the first recipe we've ever put up in this show's history.
Well, yeah. So Natasha has made a few things on our show, but
didn't post the recipe though.
That's true. That's true.
Take that, Natasha. Veer Posey down the sideline, 100 yards for the score. Longest touchdown in Grey Cup history. That was from 2017 in the nation's capital.
We're going back to 1966. Russ Jackson, your Ottawa Rough Riders, to Whit Tucker. 85-yard touchdown against the Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Tucker had 2 touchdowns longer than 60 yards in this game.
Chris Stripley now with the Arizona Cardinals. Tosses to Andrew Harris in the end zone. That was just last year, leading the Bombers to victory. Harris was the game's MVP. Stripley to Harris.
Let's go to 1976. Tom Clements to Hall of Famer Tony Gabriel with 20 seconds remaining to win it for Ottawa again over Saskatchewan. The last Rough Rider versus Rough Rider game.
2002, Anthony Calvillo finds Ben Cahoon. Spectacular one-handed grab.
In the CFL, what a catch!
It's not my favorite catch ever, but I think because of the situation it was in the Grey Cup, you know, I think that puts it up there pretty high.
2016 Grey Cup, BMO Field, Henry Burris to Ernest Jackson, who juggles at a couple of... Listen to Rod Black's call here.
The football in the end zone. How did he do that? What a catch! Juggling act.
2001. Look how comfortable that turf looks.
Oh.
Kahari Jones to Milt Stiegel.
What about Cahoon's catch a couple of...
Yeah, just
months ago. Yeah.
I look like I was in BC.
Hey, how about this one, Dan, from Skydome, 89. First Grey Cup at Skydome. Mike Kerrigan to Tony Champion. Ties it late. What a catch. Here's Pinball describing the catch.
That's a great catch.
Man, that was insane. Everybody knows this catch. What you talking about? He contorted it. He could have been a contortionist. He contorted his body, leaned back, the athleticism, the poetry, elegance. This was speed.
91, Argos stamps. Rocket Ismail takes the kickoff. 87 yards. And you always have to watch for the final piece of this puzzle at the end, the beer. And the Argos won.
And finally, 1996, the Snow Bowl. Danny McManus to Eddie Brown, the shoestring catch. Bounced off his leg, off his shoe, into his hands. Greatest play in the history of the Grey Cup.
Everyone loves those snow games because whenever you played old football games, you always put it snow mode.
Right, yeah, and it kind of feels like the CFL when you have the snow on the ground. When we come back, the MLS playoffs kick off Friday. We'll look ahead to the Impact's showdown with the New England Revolution.
Who Delivered, presented by McDelivery. Tulsa was down to their third-string quarterback, trailed 14-0 in the second half. Then Davis Bryn led 3 touchdown drives, including a Hail Mary at the end of regulation to tie the game. Tulsa wins in overtime, scoring 3 touchdowns in relief. Davis Bryn delivered.
First round of the Pelican Women's Championship LPGA. Brooke Henderson of Smith Falls, Ontario, looking for her 10th career win. And her and her caddy, who happens to be her sister, Brittany, got to see the Stanley Cup up close on Wednesday. Where's this taking place?
Uphill.
Anyone know?
First and then lands on the
Henderson, looking to sharpen her game ahead of the U.S. Open in 3 weeks.
Second. It is.
She parred that hole, 17. 89 yards out.
Any wind overstanding.
She's putting. A chance for birdie. This is in Florida.
Must be close to Tampa.
268. She's 4 back of the lead.
7 Canadians are in the field this week at the RSM Classic, which is in Georgia. Corey Connors won it, 28-year-old, 300 par and 16. Looking for his fifth birdie, 25-footer slides by. Tap that in for par. Par 317th, Connors, who finished tied for 10th last week of the Masters, earned a spot in the 2021 Masters in April.
14 out of 16 now.
Sets up another good look for birdie. He only missed 2 greens in regulation round 1. Connors can't get the 18-footer to fall. The pride of Listowel, Ontario, shoots a 367. 3 shots off the lead. Matt Williams, who's, yeah. No, I had the wrong leaderboard. Isn't Matt Williams in the lead?
Looked like a Vijegas?
He's using a, anyway, Matt Williams is using a club fitter from the golf course as his caddy.
Oh,
and he's
okay.
Tied for the lead.
It's working out for him.
Yeah. The Montreal Impact are going to be missing a few pieces as they open the MLS playoffs Friday night in New England. The most notable, Victor Wanyama, who will now not be available because of quarantine rules after international duty with Kenya. Thierry Henry looking for his first playoff win as an MLS head coach. New England's Bruce Arenas, a league record 32. Coverage starts Friday, 6:30 Eastern on TSN 1 and 4.
Tiger Woods will play with his 11-year-old son Charlie at the PNC Championship December the 19th. The event, formerly known as the PNC Father-Son Challenge, features 20 major champions and winners of the Players' Championship and the winner of the Players' Championship alongside a family member. Now, you might remember Charlie at the 2019 Masters. That's where Tiger won his 15th major. It was the first time his son saw him win. In a statement, Tiger said, "I can't tell you how excited I am to be playing with Charlie in our first official tournament together. It's been great watching him progress as a junior golfer. It'll be incredible playing as a team together in the PNC Championship."
You've got Mark Calcavecchi and his son, John Daly and his son, Jim Furyk and his son, Patty Harrington and his son, Lee Jansen and his son. There's a lot of people in this tournament.
And their sons.
Bernard Longer and his son. Bernard Longer's son's probably like 50.
He's actually older than Bernard Longer.
Snooker, supposed to be a gentleman's sport, but on Thursday during a match at the Northern Ireland Open, play was paused when someone broke wind, as you'll see in the World Sports Report. Weekend it was.
There's a very unfortunate noise there. I don't know who it was from. I've got my suspicions.
Well, I thought the wind was in our studio.
Goodness me. That was...
Well, he couldn't be any redder, could he? If he was any redder, he'd be one of the balls in the bunch.
That's something.
Oh, that's good TV.
Bernard Longer's son is playing with him, 30.
Okay, okay. So not older than Bernard Longer.
No.
Okay. Glad we cleared that up. When we come back with World Junior Camp underway, we're in the mood for some hockey. Best of last year's tournament in the Jays. Jays! It's the best place for the 2020 World Juniors, with Canada opening their World Junior Camp this week, and it's Alexis Lafreniere, who will not be playing this year. He's a Ranger now.
Switzerland, Sweden, Gillian Kohler, some hand-eye of his own. Bats the puck out of the air for the goal. Oh, wow, that was a wicked.
And his family makes all those good faucets.
Yes.
A couple of first-rounders from this year's draft. Tim Stützle, Ottawa Senators, robbed by Yaroslav Askarov. Carolina Hurricanes, apparently one of the best goalies in the draft in a long time.
Canada-Russia gold medal game. Barrett Hayton.
Alexis Lafreniere back to Keelan Addison. Across the Hayton.
Top corner.
Barrett Hayton has tied the game.
Ties the game for Canada. Gordon Miller on the call.
Barely raise his arms, but he can score a tying goal in the gold medal game.
I said Askarov went to the Hurricanes. He's actually with the Nashville Predators. So that's why I'm not hosting our draft coverage. USA Czech Republic, Trevor Zegras with the spinorama assist to Jack Drury.
This kid is putting on
If we hosted any of our draft coverage, the You Blew It segment would be 45 minutes.
It's true. Just on the pronunciations alone.
Told he just took up hockey last year. No, he's been playing since he was 4. Okay. This is Hugo Alnefelt. Stick save.
Canucks prospect Nils Hoglander, the lacrosse-style goal in a Finland-Sweden matchup.
Here's a gutsy play, Hoglander. Get it in the SHL.
And you remember this one? Gold medal game, Akil Thomas. Oh, wow. Then after that, he went to play for the Peterborough Petes. That is one of the...
That's our draft coverage.
Classic.
That's our coverage of the 2020 NHL draft.
We have a lot of You Blew It's.
Yeah, we've got some things we've got to clear up. Because again, this is our Mail It In show. So, a lot of mistakes as a result. It's the worst play of the day. Seattle got the win on Thursday night, but DK Metcalf, who is a sensational receiver, rising star, gets our worst play of the day because that ball hit him in the face mask. And did not make the catch.
Highlight of the night. Tulsa Golden Hurricanes down 7, final seconds. Davis Brin, third string quarterback, airs it out. Juan Carlos Santana comes down with it.
Touchdown, Tulsa!
Juan Carlos Santana had a lot of hits in the 70s. And spectacular catch.
Magic.
Movember for the entire month. We're growing these beautiful mustaches to raise funds and awareness for men's health. Visit this link right there to donate if you can. We'd really appreciate it. Money will go to a good cause. And let's get our last update before Dan goes on vacation.
Let's see how this bad boy's looking going into the weekend.
And Dan, you're going to be sending us some pictures, right?
Possibly. And you missed some on your chin.
Oh, it looks like I did.
Bad shaving job.
Growing a little soul patch. Get your stick out of my mouth. Okay, here we go. Let's check out Dan's for a final time and his bizarre sort of growth coming out of his chin there. And again, looks like you have some dryness and some redness on that. No, you know,
yeah.
Is
Man,
that
I
a
got
heater?
stuff on my
What's going on over there on the other side? Maybe some Lubriderm?
Actually, I do use Lubriderm.
Here we go, Dan. We messed up during. Oh, you've got something you want to point out.
Yeah, I said Matt Williams in golf. It was Matt Wallace. As you can see, it's tough to read. Matt Wallace was the golfer I was referring to. That's my writing.
Who are you, a doctor?
Yeah.
Finally, Dan, you laughed during my on-cam before the Rashog piece. That caused me to laugh. Bernard Longer's son is apparently not older than Bernard Longer. And Askarov was drafted by Nashville, not Carolina.
I think we're okay with all those errors.
I'm good with it. Hey, it's Bloop Bloops! Yeah! Davis joins us on this post-game addiction. Oh, Freudian slip.
You know, Thursday night football. Oh, no, this is the Monday night. I guess
He's gone. It's fine. They'll be back. We're fine. We know what day of the week it is.
Parkour.
Toolsy's always been into parkour. The Arizona
49ers and Saints, Drew Brees. What's that?
No. Oh, boy! Hey! Things are getting spicy!
Hey, mistakes happen. Mistakes. More airtime simply means more flub-flubs.
I think that was great. I think that was really good, guys.